Right, go live, because you don't need to take orders from him. You can tell him to go to hell. I know how you feel, you know. Spending you could just, if you want to take the audio from this, right, and then upload it to YouTube as a wee meditation track. Traffic bird meditation track. The traffic, see, when you're in a nice relaxed state, well, morning meditation. Why don't I do it now? I could do an hour's morning meditation. It's the same shit, you know. Nobody else, none of these spiritual gurus have like any well, yeah, you know, they're you know, they didn't have access to any kind of different energy than the rest of us have access to, so I could do that, kind of create a meditation track right now. Yeah, fuck the bullshit. Yeah, fuck those lame ass motherfuckers. Yeah, do it in a more, and then start off negative, and then as you catharsize that, then you bring in the more positive. You are brilliant, you are excellent, you are the person that you were always supposed to be. Your state of consciousness is elevating. The cars sound like waves on the beach now, don't they? And that kind of thing, you know. Oh, there's a cyclist going by. I'm better than him. The only person there's only like a few local cyclists that, well, okay, let's say maybe 10, because there's that ginger-haired geezer on Strava that referees at Annan with a fancy bike, and he's probably, but it's all different. It's apples and pears. We're all different. We're all got our unique. So that's obviously what stream of consciousness. That's what they do in the pro teams. That's the whole point of the pro team. It's a solo endeavour, but it's also a team effort. That's why I think the lay public find it difficult to follow, because there is a solo man from self element, but there's also a team element. So it's a little bit complicated. It's like a game of chess on wheels, but I'm not going to go into it. But you know what I mean. The other members of the group have unique abilities. One can sprint, one's good at climbing, the other's good at, you know, just being that kind of diesel engine just to keep, you know, and the other person's good at, yeah, maybe telling jokes in the van, you know. So together they synergize for a greater whole, but then at a certain point they go, it's working, the group works for the common goal, for the one man, the team leader in that group, in that team. So everyone is supposed to pull together for that guy. So it's like one guy is the team, is the main man in each team, you see, and each team is rival team is working together for the success of that individual team member. So all the individual leaders are working against each other. Sometimes you get leaders and sometimes you get clashes in the team. That happened with Chris Froome and Bradley Wiggins back in circa where they were kind of fighting each other. You know, what, two of them were good enough to win it, so they had to decide which guy we're going to get behind, and then Team Orders, Team Sky said you have to get behind Chris Froome or whatever. So I'm sitting up. This is what I've discovered. Go to the places where you feel at home. I'm sitting at the bridge. Still victory laps in it from a Criffel ascent. I've not started the year, but started the early season with a bang there. That's given me a nice good feeling in me. Everything's really clear inside. I think I've blown a few I blew them away so much on Strava that only got only got a couple of kudos for it. It's like, because it was so good, it was like, wow, we just got that. Maybe I'm projecting that, but at least in my mind, it was so good that it didn't even. You find that, innit? When you do such a good activity, it doesn't really get the respect. That they'll sit there quietly respecting it. They'll go, how the fuck has Dave managed that? Given the fact that he's not been active. But as I've said before, oh, if it didn't happen in Strava, it didn't happen in real life. Well, obviously, I'm sitting here, right, and I'm cycling to work, right? If I didn't record it on Strava, did it actually happen? You know, so all the work I've been doing for, I don't know how long, since the start of the year, at work, I worked outdoors every day. I do that. I don't record the whole fucking thing on Strava, do I? So obviously, it still happened, nevertheless, didn't it? And a bit like the King George V thing over there, I was made local sporting history by being the best goalkeeper ever in the history of Dumfries that never played for Scotland, because I'm that fucking good, right? Because I didn't even practice, okay? And I did it one time only. Are you a big stage player? Boom, nailed it, saved every goal. So, what's the point of this? The point is, go where you feel relaxed. Obviously, I come here, there's a green space. We're at the bridge with all the foreigners, and I feel like a foreigner in my own hometown, so it's good. So if you see a black man, you feel a kindred spirit. You go, there's some, I'm interested, that's interesting. I'm going to go down to London soon again to see some more black men. A room full of black men, Ken. I'll be the only Scottish person in the room, and that's really quite nice. So in that sense, I'll be empathising with the black experience, won't I? Because if I'm the only Scottish man in a room full of English people, then I'll empathise with the black experience, you know, of being the persecuted. But obviously, because we're all like-minded, we're all excellent people in our own way, there'll be no issues there. But I can just tap into that kind of at any moment in order to but at the end of the day, you get to a point where you go, I am who I am. Most motherfuckers don't give a damn. I am who I am, right? So I don't need to go down there to I'm just going down there to give a bit of Scottish flavour. But this is the funny thing, it's a bit like when I went down to London, wasn't it? When I went down to Drumtech, right? I said I felt in my heart I'd been slightly anglicised, and then when I came back here, I felt I'd changed so much that when I came back here, I didn't fit in, and I didn't fully fit in there because I didn't make it work, did I? I came up, so it was like between two worlds, story of my life. Someone else said that to me, story of my life. You feel like between two worlds, you're not really quite. So me going down to London, I'm not really feeling now. I feel like I'm a man of the world. I'm just a spirit in the material world, as Sting said. I'm just moving around. I'm just floating around. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. I wrestled with the alligator, tussled with the whale, handcuff, line, and throw thunder in jail. Into the stone, house plaza break. I'm so bad, I want to suck my own fucking dick. Yeah, can you picture 100,000? That kind of thing, right? That I've done before. You know, I'm not really, as Muhammad Ali said, my God controls the universe. You think I don't really believe in God, but the universe, you know, the universal energy. That's, you know, we're all under the same sky, like that song, Ken. We're all in, you know, we're all under the same sky. Rain, Ken, coming down or something. So I'm not really, because I've been there 4 times last year. If that's no, you get to the point where it's a small one. Even though I've not been abroad, I still feel big. I didn't feel like, oh, wee parochial Dave can't do this, say, oh, how am I going to manage that? Nah, I feel part of it anyway, because we're a part of the same club, really, aren't we? So, really, I don't feel like, oh, little small-minded Dave going down to the big smoke. You know, I feel like I'm going back to down there feels more like home, because this place has got a lot of cunts in it. There's some nice people in it as well. That's not entirely fair. You don't want to shit in your own town, right? It's no bad town. There are good people in it. But going back to originally what I said, move around, go where you feel like. You know, walk up Criffel one day and get the KOM, right? And become King Criffel David, right? Then the next day, come down to King George V and go, yeah, this is my park. Yeah, because I made sporting history there. Yeah, feel at home there. Then go, you know, don't go to cunty places where the cunts are, right? Then go to Robert the Bruce Park, then go, oh, this is my park. Ken, the only man to have lasted on Outlaw King, you know, where they erected the Robert the Bruce statue to pay homage to honorary King David of Dumfries' efforts, you know, that sort of thing, you know. Where else would you go? You know, go where you feel that vibe. Go to Glen Capel, where nothing really happened, but at least it's out of the town. You know, go to places that you could go down the river. That was actually quite fun when I went to King George V and went and just impromptu. It was just a wee impromptu little visit, and no one was using the pitch. And so I said to the guy, "Is it alright if we go to the pitch?" "No, you just go through those doors." "Oh, have you got a ball? Could I borrow a ball?" And I just went and kicked the ball. And they didn't even charge me for it. You know, see, when you're the quality man, you just have to walk in the room and you get special treatment like that. Because obviously I'm giving them something, aren't I? I'm giving them the privilege of having me turn up, you know. And all the builders that were there working, and they're still working there, they all got the privilege so of seeing me, and they'll never forget that magic moment. They'll go, "Fucking hell, that guy is quite something. Look at that, you know." So